John 10:10. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I come so that you have life to the fullest. Well, I mean, to me this is applicable. This past Saturday, I went out to dinner with this woman who obviously studied my profile like a blueprint to manipulate me, but I was highly aware. And she tried me on Friday, but I had already decided to stay in on the 4th of July, as I typically do. And so I declined. She claimed to be someone that had a church home, essentially, which she didn't. So she invited me to this church on Atlantic and 7th, but I was already exhausted and I had some errands to run. And so I went home, respectively. Anyway, so we had already agreed Saturday we'd meet up. Like, originally it was supposed to be for coffee, but she decided it was going to be dinner. Now, I wasn't really thinking anything of this because I was like, oh, meet some new friends. Anyways, this chick gets here to the place that we're supposed to meet up at, and there were a lot of red flags, especially energetically. Like, the initial table that I had, I was like, nah, can we move to this table? So I moved all the stuff over to the other table because I was needed a little bit more distance between us. I don't know, something felt really unsettled in my spirit. But she tried to seem, or to appeal to what she thought was curated for my entertainment. She claimed that she had all of these wonderful things going for her, that she had found God, and that she had been sober from drugs and alcohol for 8 years, and that she was working on becoming a better person and getting closer to God, and that she had all these issues. But I have this spiritual gift of discernment, and when I'm unsettled in my spirit, people don't really typically like this. I don't do it on purpose, but I will literally, like a prophet, like mirror whatever your inner thoughts are. So, me not already feeling safe with this lady, I started mirroring back some things that were going on in the depths of her. And so then finally she breaks down and she's like, well, actually, I've been married to this woman for 12 years. And that ended like 3 months ago. And the reason why was because I was a raging alcoholic with a very sharp, foul tongue, and I was severely abusive. And I recognize that that's the reason why my 12-year marriage dissolved, and I have the house, and et cetera, et cetera. And then she goes on to talk about like all of the issues with her family, and like not knowing her father, and like the issues with coming from a broken family. So she had told me all of this stuff right off the bat, which is fine. But I actually mirrored that back to her because I was like, I'm definitely not into this. Like, I know what I'm doing. Like, I was like, let me run away from all of this. And then something that I've seen people that have dark personality traits do is they're able to like switch emotions like really quickly, so they can put on the waterworks, they can start crying and everything like on the drop of a hat. Like, these people are very good actors. They're good at it. And she was able to do that. And, for a second, but in my spirit, I knew that it was an act. So I was like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, it's just, there's just so many things. Like, I just feel like I have so much in common with you. But then, like, she realized that. And like, she said that she was going to the gym and everything. I mean, you look like you just started going to the gym, like, literally 30 minutes before you got there. You ain't never went to the gym. I mean, I hate to be that person, but, y'all remember that lady that, called that Lyft, and then she was like a rapper or whatever, and she tried to file a lawsuit. Well, this was her, and she had like said, oh, I'm like this amazing cook and everything, and like we're gonna get fat. And then like she's like, once she realized that I wasn't vibing and everything, she's all like, you know, it seems like I've made another friend and not one sweetheart. I was like, and I just started, and I got to looking at I was like, because I was ready to go like about 15 minutes, but I was trying to be polite. Like I already knew. And we're definitely not going to be friends, because if you're that manipulative, you already know we're not going to be friends. We don't have anything to talk about. But this is the take that I've gotten in, like with everything, because I have pretty high standards for the people that I entertain and that entertain me, that come into my life. You know, and God has brought these people, like these cycles in front of me, and I see the things that are not walking in agreement. And so that's got to be a no deal. And especially if you are coming under the guise of something that you're not, I can see that. I may not always say anything. I may reflect it back to you by like some of the things that I say, like in illustration, like I'll give a story or an example about something, but I'm really talking about you, and you know it. So, you know, what's brought into the light, like they don't typically like that. And I do it in such a way like where it's just like really just easy, like if it doesn't apply to you, but in my spirit I know. Like I'm very discerning, like I have a very strong gift of discernment. And so it kind of like knocked them out of me, because it also reminded me of you know, a toxic marriage that I was in, that thank God you know, that's all in the past. And I have learned so many lessons about people, and knowing who I am through Christ, and then like my worth, and the reason why God has said I am who he says I am. I ain't got to entertain people that do not fit that. And I like my alone time. Like I'm starting to realize I have a lot of autistic like characteristics about me. I get overstimulated. I do all the stimulating stuff. So I have to spend absorbent amounts of time alone, and I don't like to just be around anybody. And sometimes like I think like Saturday I went out for a little bit, and I was like, why am I here? Because I don't relate to in those people. Like a lot of the worldly people, like they're very like shallow in terms of like, it's like I'll get to know you later, and if I like you later, then maybe I might stick around. And I'm not about that kind of thing. Like, so I started reading some like this. Well, I started reading 1984. It's kind of like eerie, because I was supposed to read it back in 2020, but I actually just like started reading it. And then I also started some projects. But you know, not today, Satan. Like this lady really thought she was gonna pull the wool over my eyes. Like I was like and not to mention, you are a little bit older than me, but you look about somewhat older than me. Like, get it together, girl. Like, really, really go and do those things because you've been convicted in your spirit, not because you realize that you're a whole narcissist, and your wife at the time got tired of the abuse, and like she finally left and put her foot down because you were never going to change. And if she never left, you would have stayed on the same pattern. This was literally like 3 months ago, and you tried to make it seem like it was like some years ago. Like there was like 45,000 red flags. And I mean, I'm not going to ask you to do like a Where's Waldo type of thing on this and point out all the red flags, but I don't see all of them. And that's crazy too, with like some of the other situations that I've had front row seats to. I'm not going to say I was really fully engaged, but I'm just like, you really think I'm going for this? It is what it is. But you know how they say, I listen, but I don't judge. I'm discerning though. I'm definitely discerning. Anyways, happy Monday. Like I've been sick all weekend, like some real migraine, headache, vomiting. Like whenever I'm around like spiritual, I get sick, like real sick. So I just started feeling better today. Like I was like dead to the world, and I was able to actually eat after 2 days. And God, like what a drain. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good start to your week. It has been real. And I'm so grateful for all the rest that I was able to get. I'm waiting for the time to click on down, click on down, click on down. That's it.